welcome back to Who Knows Best. Now, after a quick break last week, we're ready and we're back to dive into a topic that I know resonates with so many of us. Life can throw you a lot. And let's be real, it happens a lot. How do you keep things simple and stay consistent with the basics when everything around you is in chaos? Well, tonight we've got the perfect guest to help you figure that out. Jennifer is here to share her approach of staying grounded, focused, keeping her Scentsy business thriving no matter what's going on. If you're looking for ways to cut through the noise and keep things manageable, you won't want to miss what Jennifer has to say. So let's welcome Jennifer to Who Knows Best. And also let me introduce, or well, I guess we need my co-host to be able to say hello. So sorry.
You don't forget about me. I know I haven't been here.
I was a little focused and I was trying to cut through the fluff. And then I was like, oh, wait, I have my other co-host. So
I'm here. I'm Robin Hatfield.
oh my goodness. I was just like, it's been a bit. We took off last week and I'm a little out of whack. So, all right. So Jennifer, can you tell us a bit about your strategies for making things work when life happens?
So it's funny that I gave you that topic before, all this, because last week my daughter got pneumonia and was put in the hospital for 3 days. And then I ended up in the ER. So, life just took another curveball again. So this is actually happening as we speak. Things are chaotic and life is happening. So the first thing, which is funny that you said you were cutting through the fluff. My first tip is drop the fluff. Like when life happens, you need to ask yourself, what am I doing that's extra? What am I doing that's like just the cutesy stuff? If you're big about handing out samples, don't make them cute. Toss some pieces of a cube in a baggie and, get them out the door. Don't cut shapes, don't mold things, don't do all the extra stuff. If it's like mailing, pick your most important people that you have to mail and just get that out. Or just don't do it at all if you don't have the time, because I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to get everything we normally do done. And sometimes that's not realistic when things are going on.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing I do is I suggest people list their top IPAs. Like think about what's going to make you the most money and write those down and do just those. For
Okay,
me,
just to ask real quick. So what's an IPA? Because
I was
just in
thinking the
case,
same thing.
yeah, just
Okay,
in case
so
that anybody is new or this is the first time catching, I just kind of
list your income producing activities out. What can you do or what do you do that you actually see income from? So for me, my top ones that I stay to when things are crazy is I make sure I'm doing my posting, number one, because if I'm not staying in front of people on social media, then people are going to forget about me. So you have to stay out there. So one of my front line started this back in 2020. If you have time to poop, you have time to post. If you're in the kitchen and you're trying to find a snack, have your phone in one hand and make a quick little post. Just post the whiff box, post something simple and throw your link out there, and just make sure you do that 3 times a day. You're staying consistent daily with your posting that way. The other one is to make sure you're doing your follow-ups, which I do love the Scentsy Connect, the Scentsy Connect app for this, because it tracks everything from workstation. So you can go in there and you see exactly who ordered when and what status it's in, and you can go through quickly and just get those out on the go. And I'm big with my messenger. I'm I have a group chat with my team, and I just shouted out one girl earlier this week, because even if I'm busy, she'll go in there and she'll copy the workstation, news tab stuff when it's important, or share resources. So there's always at least a way to plug in and talk to them there. And then I'm big about just direct messaging my customers or my hostesses.
Mhm.
So those are usually my top 3 that I do. But, I just thought of something a few minutes ago while I was talking. Now I can't remember what it was, so
It's okay. It'll
it'll come
come to
back
you
to
as we
me.
start talking. You'll be like, "Oh, yeah, it's gonna be this," and so
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I
I remember
totally
actually.
oh, there you go.
When you're, like I found myself in a position where I wasn't home for 3 days because my daughter was admitted. So I had to be there with her, and I just made sure that I had like my planner with me and my notebook so that I had like a basis in my phone and I could still kind of work and ask for parties. And I actually booked an event while I was there. So it
Awesome.
just helps to at least stay with it in your mind also.
Yeah, and it's hard when you're in a different environment and you're away
Yeah.
from where you like, maybe your home or your office, or maybe you normally sit at the kitchen table, and all of a sudden you're now in a new environment, and you're like, "I don't have everything."
Yeah.
And I utilize my notes tab in my phone, for a
Me
lot of things
too.
because I can search. So if I always have posts. So every single month that I like, depending on what the whiff box is, I kind of create this little thing in Chat GPT. And if I don't know anything to post, I'm going to post the whiff box. And I already
Yeah.
have a description, and I may change it up, or I may add different emojis or something, or space it different, and that way I at least have something I can post when I don't know what to post, because
Right.
I'm definitely busy right now, and I've gone away from mailing out. I do emails. So
Yeah.
I utilize the workstation has a
That's
great
Yes,
thing,
I am loving the workstation
and
email.
you can see like
That was the
who
other
clicks
thing
on
I was
it,
gonna
and
say.
yeah.
You can actually make, using that tool, you can make your post or your marketing more efficient when you're busy because you can go in there and you can mass message your whole or your whole contact list, but just make sure it sounds like, you don't want to make it sound spammy and like let them know you're sending the same message to all 200 of them or whatever it is. Like, but I'm pretty sure you can change that. Is it in there or is it
No,
am
it's
I
in the
thinking
Scentsy Connect. You can change the names,
the
the
name?
dynamic things. You can't do
Yeah,
it
the
in email
dynamic.
yet.
Right. But like, yeah, you can go in there and be like, hey, I've been busy lately, but I just wanted to let you know that this is coming out and drop like the marketing tab, whatever it is, the new release,
Mhm.
and just put, hey, I just wanted to let you know, and you don't have to use the name, and it still kind of sounds personal.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
don't
and
know
like
that you're mass messaging.
when I was doing the email, I couldn't understand how to put the image in the middle. And Robin's like sending me like, "This is what I did this month." And I'm like, "How do you get the image in there? Mine always goes to the attachment." She's like, the insert." And I'm like, "Are you kidding? I use it all the time in my regular email." And I guess I just didn't notice the little icon because on my phone it's only like this big. So I didn't
Yeah.
see it.
It is
And
a
I'm
little
like,
harder on the phone. I realized it's easier on the computer, but yeah. Or on the iPad, it's a little easier because it's bigger, but it is a little bit trickier with the phone. But I
yeah.
think if you got used to it, if like once you're used to it, you're kind of used to doing it.
Oh yeah. It's just like the Cincy Connect. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad you brought that up because I have been really far behind. I can honestly say I didn't check out last month. I was like, I just wasn't as dialed in as I normally am. Like I have been in the last 4.5 years. I just wasn't dialed in because I had midterms coming up. I was going to director boot camp where we got to hang out.
Mhm.
But there was a lot of things going on in my life, and trying to like catch back up, getting back home, and being gone for 4 days was a lot for me.
Yeah,
So I've been playing catch up since then. And with midterms coming up, it was really hard to stay ahead like I
yeah.
normally have been. And Cincy
I
Connect
haven't
was
even
my
caught up
savior.
yet since boot camp. I've been like flying by the seat of my pants since
Well, they gave
then.
us so much great information that is like it's almost like overload, and I think that's the hardest thing for me is that I wrote down I only wanted to try, I had my list. This is the first thing I
Yeah,
want to try, and I know for me, I mean, I know that every time I've gone to World Tour or SFR, there's a ton of things I want to
we do it
incorporate that I
every
know.
time, and then we go back to the next one,
It's
and we're
like
like,
I
"I'm not
need
gonna come
one.
on
Yeah.
overload this time," and we do
Yeah.
it again.
Yeah, so I've
Yeah,
been trying to implement one, but I hadn't even gotten to the one. Like it was, what can I do? I don't do the mailings right now because I don't have time to drop off to the mailbox. and I don't want to have my stuff sitting outside waiting for the mailman to pick it up because
Yeah.
it says it has to be out there by 11, but he doesn't pick it up till 4. So, but if my luck, the day I do it and I drop it off at 3, he's there at 11 a.m. and he's missed it. And now I've missed the date that he had to pick. Like
Yeah,
for
I
real.
kind of got good into like I used to make my own little newsletter and mail it out, and I did that for like 2 months straight. And then I never got actual orders like returned from those. And I was like, all right, I'm filing this under fluff because I took like 2 hours trying to make those newsletters and stuff. And then I was
I
like,
just use Robin's. I just use Robin's. Like she posts it in different groups, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna use this and change her picture and change my name and my phone number.
I think I did that like the third time. And then I was like, I spent X amount of dollars in postage and printing. I was like, no, I'm not doing this no more. So then I started doing email versions of it and stuff and like messaging it to people and stuff like that.
I think it just become like and putting this in is that when you're falling behind, the community is where I get most of my stuff because I love that the groups will have like, hey, here's a post for today that I used that worked well.
Oh, sample posts are awesome.
Yes, because Lisa
Yeah.
does amazing pictures and she has that whole sample post group. And even if she hasn't posted something today, I scroll back through and see anything that's still relevant. If it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it was still fall stuff, if we still have it, I'm posting about the fall, and or any of the other groups that are like when Robin drops in her newsletter for the month, or somebody else will do like, hey, this is a postcard, or hey, this is something else I messaged out, and I use that
Yeah,
so I don't
somebody
have to
shared
create any.
earlier, it was like a snowman, it was like a happy holiday snowman, and it had where you put the cotton, cleanup
That
on
was
the bottom of
Tracy. It
it.
was
It was
so
Tracy,
cute.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was really cute.
So I
I
love
was
it
like,
that the community helps, like, it really does help to dial into some of those other groups because you get access to information in a pinch of like, I
right,
need to post something. What do I post? And I haven't been great on my posts, but I do always do the monthly, like I always do a monthly post, like a monthly or a daily post, the whole
yeah,
month theme. And I always drop it in the 2 Canva groups for Scentsy. And then I drop it into Robin and mine and Jackie and Lisa's little group that we have. I drop it in there so they can use it. And I always make mine a little bit different. So I give like
yeah.
everybody the independent Scentsy consultant, and then I put my team name and stuff on mine. And all I do is change the color. Like it is not like I do a whole other thing. I literally go through
I
and
go
change the
in
color.
sometimes once every couple months, like as the seasons change, because I notice that my team are always looking for like the thank you posts and stuff like that. So sometimes I'll go in and I'll make like 3 or 4 and I'll like make 2 or 3 that are special to me. And then
Yeah,
I'll make
yeah.
a couple of general and send them out to them.
But there's a
I
lot of
got,
people that will do those Canva things, and that I think I love Canva more now than I did in the beginning because I was always trying to take someone else's and then recreate everything. Like I wanted to move
yeah,
everything around because I wanted to be unique to me, and I'm like, but who's gonna know? Like
right.
my customers don't know Robin. So they
Yeah,
don't know that Robin sent this out too. Like they don't know if Jennifer did it. Like they're not going to know. So
yeah.
I don't have to like why go through and recreate and give yourself 3 hours to create something else that someone's already taken the time and you just either change the whole color
That's my
scheme
love
or
hate with Canva because you don't even notice sometimes how long you actually get lost in it. And until like, you're sitting there and you're like, why does my neck hurt? Oh, I've been working on this flyer for 3 hours.
yeah,
Why did I do
yeah.
that?
Yeah, I always told my team if you spend longer than 10 minutes trying to figure something out, now it's different if you're just trying to make it look right, but if you're trying to figure something out taking longer than 10 minutes, you got to stop. Like,
Yeah,
you got to stop and walk away because our minds, when we start to focus on one thing and we spend too much time on it, we start to get frustrated, and then the frustration starts to turn to anger, and then the anger starts to turn to like you get on that spiral of like, I'm done.
you burn
And
yourself
then
out even worse.
really fast. So, there's no reason to take a lot of time. So, Robin, don't you have a couple tips and things that you do that will like just to kind of like, you know, uh, thin it down, not do all the fluff and just kind of,
I have cut quite a few things out of my business. So like my customer thank you mail, I haven't done that in I don't know how long.
I tag them in a
And
post.
I wasn't seeing a great amount of like my customers still come back to me. And
Yeah.
even though I haven't been sending them thank you mail, like I do text them. They do get a personalized text from me, but I haven't sent them snail mail and they still buy from me. So I'm like, okay, I can kind of cut that out. That was
Yeah, it's
taking
like
up a
it's
lot of
not
time. And
making
that
your break.
stresses me out because I want it to be like a cute theme. I love a pun. Like that's me. But then I'm like, oh my God, that is so stressful because not only do I have to do that, but then I have my kids and they got their sports and all that stuff going on. And my husband's out of town. Like, I don't have time for that no more.
It
So,
becomes a daunting task.
mhm.
And then you
And so
push
I
it
don't
off because you don't want to do it because you know it's going to
mhm.
take long and you got to come up with a theme. You got to put everything together. You got to go get stuff. Yeah. Mhm.
Yep. So we cut that out. And so what I did instead is my monthly postcard, which both of you guys know because I share my template with you.
Yes.
So I do that once a month. And I really liked going back to my monthly postcard because I did it years ago and then I kind of stopped. Um, but so like the postcard I did for this month on the very back on the bottom, it was like, text me when you receive this postcard to be entered into my drawing. And I can share that because they didn't have to purchase anything. All they had
Right.
to do is like, I got your postcard in the mail. And then I just put them in a drawing. I might send them a car bar or something. I don't know. They don't know what I'm sending them. They don't care. It's free.
Right.
So I got people to communicate with me that way. So like you can always do like different things every month to keep it entertaining for your customers. And it's simple. Like it cost me a postcard stamp to mail this. So I'm not spending a bunch of money. So that I think that fits into the simplicity part of the business of how I run it. Um, I was gonna say something else too, but then I kind of forgot. So
It's okay. Maybe I start talking like with Jennifer and then all of a sudden you'll remember it
maybe,
and
maybe, but
we'll.
my mind is like everywhere because, like I said, Tim, he's out of town for work, so it's been just me. I think like what 2 weeks now. Um, and so man, I'm a hot mess over here because I gotta take Liam to his hockey, and then I got Kinsley and I babysat today, and then I got to figure out dinner. Like, this is why we need simplicity within our business because a busy
Yeah.
mom like me, like, I don't have the mental space to do all these intricate things in my business.
Well, then
And
maybe we need
so,
to also tell, in case anybody is watching this new, is that you have 5 kids. I love to say
yeah,
12, but I'm not going to say 12.
it feels like 12.
But you have 5 kids and you're a stay-at-home mom and you take care of the kids. And so when your spouse is away, it is all on you and
Well, and
running a
this is brand new
yeah,
too
this is
because
not something that's
he's
been a normal
never
everyday thing.
yeah, he's never traveled for work, like, out of state, can't come home every night, so everything is on me with the household, like, I have to do all the transportation, I gotta cook well, I cooked dinner anyways, but, like, I don't have anybody else to rely on inside the home. Well, okay, I should say I don't have another adult because
Adult.
Right.
my oldest is turning 15 and I tell you what, he has been the best helper, but he can only help to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So,
He's like, corral all the kids. I mean, we always talk about how Robin has to,
I
like,
have
I
a
don't even know. How do you
15-year-old, and
remember
he's
them? Do you
Robin!
number
usually the
them
helper,
down? It's
but
like,
after they help a little bit, they start getting irritable and extra.
I tell you what, Andrew hasn't. Like, he has been like a godsend of a son. Like, has never complained, has never had an attitude with me if I ask him to do something. Like, I've never seen a kid act like him at his age and be like so cool, calm, and collective and like do anything you ask him to. Cause I know me at his age, I didn't want to do none of
yeah.
that. So,
Well, I guess, it's like my kids were 8 years apart. And so my oldest she was able to help a lot more because, when I had a newborn baby, she's 8. So she's old enough to be able to feed her or to sit her up. And I didn't make her like change diapers unless it was just a pee up. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like it was a big mess. But then I could bathe her and I'd be like, hey, bring a towel and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But
Yeah.
Liam's always kind of been that way. He's always kind of stepped up. And even whenever he's been like he pops his head in on the videos, he's just like,
No,
hey
Liam's the
guys.
worst. No, Liam is not the helper at all.
I thought you said Liam was.
No, Andrew, my oldest.
You said
See?
Liam.
No, did I say Liam? I meant Andrew. Oh my gosh,
You
no.
said Liam.
See,
I
I
was
have
like,
too many
Liam
kids.
was.
I can't even keep them straight.
I, I told you
No,
just number
Andrew.
1, 2,
Oh
3,
my
4,
God.
5. I got to go back and look. I could have sworn you just kept saying Liam and Liam, Liam, and I was like going, okay, well, okay.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't even think I said my kid's name.
I don't
I think I
like.
heard both names.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
gonna have to watch this back too because now, like, did I
I
say
swear,
Liam?
if
No,
I'm
it's
wrong, I
Andrew.
am so sorry, but I could have
No,
sworn
no,
you
you're
just kept
good.
saying.
No, it's Andrew. Andrew's my oldest, who's turning 15
I was like, I
next
thought Liam
month.
was only like 12 or 11.
Liam
Oh,
is 10,
10. Okay.
and he's the worst kid. Okay,
Okay.
he don't want to do nothing.
I'll put that out there. So,
My
But
daughter is turning 10 and she doesn't want to do nothing either. So
yeah,
but
fun
so the
times.
simplicity of the Scentsy business is something
Yeah,
that you can do. And like Robin did, like I stopped sending out Happy Mail. I stopped doing the cutesy, even the envelopes, because then the envelopes it was like, okay, I printed off this. They need a product sheet. They need a rub and sniff stickers. They need this. They need this. And then it was getting thicker and thicker. And so it was no longer just a stamp. It was it was a butterfly stamp, which is, if you don't know that, that's the 2-ounce stamp. Or I'm taking a regular stamp and having to do the add an extra ounce. Like it's a big ordeal. And so it was, yeah. I mean, and I used to love doing it. I have all the colors. I love
yeah,
doing it.
those
And
have been
I
there for
stopped.
months because I haven't done them since like last SFR.
Well, I stopped
see,
doing the handwriting stuff because it doesn't, it was like if it doesn't bring you joy. And I don't mind
Yeah.
writing, but I was writing to a point where my hand was cramping, and then I'm like, then it looks like chicken scratch, or it looks like a
Yeah.
2-year-old was like
It
writing
doesn't
a
look
name.
cute because it looks sloppy and
So
yeah.
I print them off. I print off the labels and then I just cut them and I stick them on there. And it was easier. And then it got to the point that it just started getting thicker and thicker. So then it started getting more expensive. And I'm like, as much as I'm mailing out the envelopes, the stamps, all the stuff I'm printing off and everything, I'm like, I'm doing so much. And like Robin said, I wasn't getting, it's not like they would
Yeah.
get it in
Like you
order
have to start asking,
$300.
am I getting the return back
Yeah.
for the effort and money I'm putting into it?
So you have to look. It's like, you're like, oh, but it's just mail. But you do have to look at like how much time it's taking you.
but it
What you're
adds
spending.
up too.
Yeah. And if you're
Yeah.
doing it every
That-
month, and say
Yes,
that customer only orders every 2-3 months, are they ordering enough to do $6-7 worth of stuff going back out?
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of was like, you know what? I'm going to email them. And then I
Mhm.
texted some of them. So I was like, do you prefer text or email? Because then I was like, I need to ask because I wasn't getting responses on emails. A lot of them are like, oh, I don't even look at that. And I can tell because in the new marketing stuff, I can tell how many open, but my open ratio is still at like 70%, but my click
Oh, that's
ratio is
good.
at like 2. So
But I
I
mean, they're
open
still
it.
opening, and maybe they're just not
Yeah.
interested in that specific product
I
that you
know I'm
sent
working.
them.
Hey, I'm still new. I got to figure
And
out
that
like what to make them click on and how to word it to get them to
I'm
click.
there with you. Like,
So
I'm right
Yeah.
there. But I love sending out the emails because I can customize them to me, and they really don't take me that much time because I just love Canva and I'm so good at just like creating things. Here comes Kinsley. Oh, I don't have your water.
So yeah, but it is really starting to go through, and like I had to take a big stand back in 2021. I stopped hand delivering my orders because I realized it was now getting up to 2 days a week. I was driving for 8+ hours a day, hitting everybody that had placed orders. And then gas started getting more expensive. So that was one thing I had to cut out.
I had a
Now,
girl get the Gordy collection, and every time I try and like go deliver to her, she's like not home or something, and she's like, "Just leave it by my front door." And I don't care that you have ring. You live in an apartment building, and I'm not just gonna
yeah.
leave it sitting by your door.
Yeah, because if it goes missing, then you're responsible. And that's
Yeah.
like, so I do pickup, and then then they get one freebie of like, I don't mind having orders. I do bulk orders every Monday. That way I save money on the shipping.
Yeah.
And normally I cover the shipping because if there's not enough orders, I don't mind paying the $10, but most of the time
Right.
there's enough orders that I have going through that even if I were to split it, it'd still be, zero amount.
Yeah.
And I like it comes here, but it only gets to stay here for 2 weeks. And then after that, you can't do pickup at my house because I'm not going to have storage either. So I had to it was boundaries on that. And when
Yeah.
you start changing up your business, you've got to start learning what boundaries. Like if they want to pick up from your house, but they take 3 months, then first it's not worth it because they're not getting it. They're not smelling it. They're not ordering anything more because they haven't had a chance to smell it.
Yeah, they haven't
And
even
then you're
gotten the
taking
first
up
one.
space and time, and there's I mean, look at my office. It's just like, this is gonna be cleaned. Like,
Mine's a
seriously, guys,
mess.
this weekend, this is gonna be gutted out. I'm
I'm gonna message you Monday and ask if you got that done.
I'm
I'm gonna
I have
send
the
y'all pictures
totes.
of mine later.
There will be totes behind me, but I am rechanging up my business because I love the buddies. But I am trying to be simple, and this when I do videos, I feel like this is too much because people are like, "Oh my gosh, you sell all those?" I'm like, "No, these are mine." And so I have to figure out a different way to display them because I don't want any new consultant coming in thinking that this is what their office should look like. And I do too many videos to have this as a representation because this is how I was trained. Not very good when I started, and I don't want to betray that to someone else. So I am getting the office, going down to the bare minimum, and it's going to be toted up and put in my closet in the spare bedroom. And then I'm going to have like, these are the products I sample in a tote, and these are the products that I have ready to sell for my events, or these are the extra products I have from like, extra whiff boxes. But I'm trying to
Yeah.
simplify it because if I can get them into totes, they might actually make it to an event. They
That's
might actually
exactly
get out
where
of
I
my
am
house.
because I keep jumbling over everything, like all the extra shit in here that I
Yeah,
don't need, don't touch.
yeah,
Every time I have an event or a party and I have to tote all that stuff up, and which is the stuff I touch and need,
yeah,
the whole place turns into a tornado.
yeah. So it's like anything
So
that's going to be open, I have shelves and stuff that you guys can even see over here that holds the stuff. Like it has my counterclaim. So my counterclaim, like those things that are open or those things that are mine will go there. But anything extras, because I get the whiff box. But if no one purchases the whiff box from me, I got, I split everything up because I'm not going to keep it in boxes. Are you kidding me? That's more
yeah,
boxes of boxes to stack and stack. And
yeah.
so, and I love to try the different scents. Every time we move over from fall to winter or spring to summer or, whatever, I want to smell the new scents. And when we have bundles or those curated bundles, because everything's there. So I
Yeah.
like to I use them. So I'm like, ooh, I really like this scent. And I try to get a couple of them. So that way, I'm on my last thing of dish soap. Stocked up enough. And now
I
I'm
miss it.
taking dish soap.
I
But
miss
there is
it.
some now in Scentsy Club and the exclusive, so I at least have a way to get more. But so, any other tips of like how to simplify, or I mean, we've
I
kind of
think your what you just touched on with the office and the workspace is actually another good one. Like you don't need all the extra
don't.
stuff. It's easy to feel like, or see others and be like, okay, I need all that, and you really don't.
So the big
Really
purple
don't.
bags that we have with Scentsy.
Yeah.
So I will have one bag in here. It will have everything that I take to a home, like a home party or my Zoom party, because I'll have it on table. So everything is going to be boxed up because those are my extras. Like I
Yeah.
don't use, like I've gotten some extra diffuser bases and things. So like the shades won't because they go on mine. I rotate through, but I'm going to put the extra bases in there. I'm going to have I have two of the Scentsy Air because I'm using one here, and then I take one to show. And then now the only one won't go in there is the air purifier because I only have two. Those stay here. But
I've
I'm gonna
I've
just have that bag
condensed
ready to
myself
go.
to one tote
Yeah. So
that
I'm gonna
I
have one
take
bag that
places.
that's my go-to bag. If I have a pop-up event that someone wants me to come to, I can just take that. No, I just need to grab some
Yeah.
shades and my air purifier. And,
That's the other thing is, I think, like when we do parties and events, we need to keep in mind, like, we need to make it
simple.
simple and
Yeah.
and look simple and not overwhelming and not so extra. And that helps with our time management because if we can get in, with one bag, one tote, one something,
Yep.
and we take 15, 20 minutes to set up instead of, an
An
hour,
hour.
2 hours. That's
Well, it goes back to our values of Scentsy. It's simplicity,
yeah,
authenticity,
yeah,
and generosity.
what it's
And
supposed to be.
I took some, I had made some bags up last year for Halloween that didn't sell at my events. And I came across them because, of course, they were off to the side and I forgot where they were at. So the next time I leave, I've been taking. So I've gotten rid of like 10 different bags of these. I took them to different businesses that I go and pick stuff up from, or if I'm ordering something, I always leave them one. And I'm like, you know what? I had these extra bags. I wanted to, y'all do such a great job at XYZ. I wanted to leave this with y'all. If y'all want to split it up or just use it here in the office, just let me know. The information on that little flyer that's in there is from last year. I was like, but my phone number is on there, my website's on there. So if you guys need anything, let me know. And I just,
Yeah,
because it's not making me money, but it's been sitting here
right.
for years. And
But it can still go out and make a new
it,
lead.
it's cheaper than me having to make samples right now because it's already
Yeah,
made and I can just drop it off. And I know that people will be like, oh, but that's a lot of money. Guys, I don't do anything in those bags that aren't free. Like if I
Yeah, if
didn't
you're
get it free,
utilizing your host
yeah, I was
rewards.
like, if
yeah,
it wasn't free, it was half price. And trust me, those scent circles that were in there and the little room sprays, I know for a fact those scent circles I got for free.
right.
So dropping that stuff off because I've utilized those rewards, I'm not out any money, but it's not making me money if it's sitting here. So I
Yeah.
am trying to get the small stuff that I've already pre-bagged up. I have
And
other
it's
ones
still
I had
simple because
made.
you're busy and
Yeah.
on the go.
Yep. And then I have like these pre-made ones that I've had for almost 2 years that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna find some raffles or some places that need donations and I'm gonna donate it because it's not making me money sitting here at
Yeah.
all. And so I'm like, I gotta get the stuff out. So that is
Yeah.
my goal this weekend, and my daughter's supposed to come over and help me. So yes, check on me on Monday because I need to have.
Probably forget.
Okay. Well, I need someone to be an accountability partner, just asking
I
me to get
know
it
it's not
done.
me right now. Liam's got a hockey game Saturday. We have to be up at 6:30. I say we. I gotta be up at 6:30 in the morning
Yeah.
so I can get him there on time. Like,
I'm going out of town again Thursday to Sunday. So
but anyways, I wanted to circle back to events. Because I didn't want to interrupt Jennifer when she was saying, we need to simplify events and parties, because that is another change that I made in my business. And I've made it, well, I think the people in Bliss know, and um our group thingy know. But anyway, so I simplified my events by cutting all the inventory because it could be such a hassle having to lug all that inventory, set it up. Maybe you sell something, maybe you don't, like, so I
yeah,
cut that. I still do events, but we
I
have
take
testers. Like, people can
right.
smell it. And then what I do personally, now, this is considered a personal special, but I make sure it's one-on-one communication when I'm talking with the people who come up to my table. But like, I'll just tell them, like, hey, if you smell something that you like, I'm placing an order either tonight or Sunday, whatever. Place an order on X date. All orders from this event will get a free scent circle or a free, uh, it's usually a free scent circle because I can get those for like nothing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to kind of entice them to want to buy right then and there because they're getting a free car freshener.
Right.
Like,
I
so
always tell them like you're gonna get something
I've done the
special
same
when
thing.
we meet because that way, if I get home and maybe I don't have like, say that it wasn't over, whatever whatever
yeah.
reason behind it, I can always pull something that I have. Like I may have an extra travel twist that like maybe it's my last one of that scent, and I'm like, ooh, this is just be good. And so you could even just say, I always package these up and I always put in an extra goodie for you. Cause then I might just give one cotton cleanup if they bought all wax. Like I try to make it either completely relatable or something totally different. So if they were getting
Yeah.
warmers and wax, then I would put like a travel twist to be like, hey, did you know? Like, did you know we have other things?
Yeah.
See, that's why I do this. Well, I was doing the scent circles, but since they went a little change,
Yeah.
I might do car bars. I just like that I'm able to get 6 different scents in my bundle versus 2 scents with the 3-pack. Anyways, that
I've
doesn't
given
matter.
them the dryer discs too because you
I've
get the
done those as
2 in the
well.
box and
You
it
can get
gets them kind
those.
of thinking
Yeah,
about the laundry line a little bit. So
that
Yeah,
is a
I
I'm
good
like,
have
hey, take
idea.
this home and throw it in with your blankies tonight.
Well, and I always have extra, like I go to SFR every year and there's always the goodies that they give us. And if there's anything I get from SFR, then I always try to think of how can I sample this out because I don't want to give the full item to somebody. I want to
Yeah.
be able to be like, can I use this? Now, of course, when they give us like a buddy, I can't really sample out the buddy. But I try to make sure that if we get like hand soap or laundry or anything, especially like World Tour, we get more things that are
Yeah, sampleable.
different on like World Tour because it's closer. You don't have to like fly home with it. But
Mhm.
like the World Tour that or the SFR that we went in Charlotte that we got all those pods. Like I gave people it like just one of the pods, one out of the 2-packs because it was all the new scents.
When we got the cleaning wipes at World Tour last year, I folded them up into squares and put them in bags and
Yep.
sampled those out single wipes at a time.
Yep. I got
Those
lots
worked
of
really
those.
nice.
So I think there's a lot of ways that you can simplify your business. And I think there's a lot of ways that, you can cut the fluff. And the way that I cut the fluff and Jennifer and with Robin, we all cut it differently and we did different
Yeah.
things.
Because it's gonna
So,
look big, like it's different pertaining to everybody's business depending on how you're running your business and what you typically do.
yes. Anybody
But,
else want to throw
yeah.
anything else out there before we close this up tonight? Any other
I
Nope.
tidbits?
think so.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, as you see, we have kind of wrapped this up tonight, and it is just kind of showing you the 3 different aspects of simplifying your business, moving out the fluff, getting through the noise, and getting back to the basics. What is actually an income producing activity you do that you can see a return on? The smaller things when you're busy, the smaller things are the things that you're able to duplicate and repeat. So, as we go through this next week, think about the different things that maybe you can cut down a little bit. Maybe you can simplify or streamline in your business. I want to thank Jennifer for coming in tonight and sharing with us all the great tips. And of course, my lovely Robin over here. Oh, wait, is it? Oh, it comes up over
Don't
here.
forget me.
I'm not forgetting. This is Robin Hatfield, guys, and I am Cassie Bollinger. This is Who Knows Best. We come together. We're Scentsy consultants. We just get to talk about our businesses. We come by here every single week. So check out our podcast wherever you're hearing it now. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and let us know what you liked about the topic tonight. If this topic wasn't for you and you have another suggestion, drop a topic down below, and we can try and incorporate it in to our next week's podcast. Guys, if you haven't heard it today, I love you. We love you. You can do this business. You are strong, you are worthy, and you are important, and you can work your business. Let me know what you guys think, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.